Hello, Leo. So, this is the first of the bi-weekly horoscopes that I'm going to be doing, and I really want to know what you guys think. Now, first up, just a little update. Some folks have been trying to get a hold of me, but they were, trying to get to me through search engines and things like that, through my website, and it was going to an older version of the website. I think it was not updated. So I've got that all fixed. So if you've been trying to get a hold of me for consultations and things like that, it's all fixed. Everything all goes to the right place now. So hoo-ha. Now, about these new horoscopes. It's a combination of tarot and astrology, but I do know that some people resonate more with astrology than with tarot, and some people resonate more with tarot than with astrology. So the way the format works is, I'm going to be doing astrology for the 2 weeks first, and then I'm going to be doing tarot for the 2 weeks first. So if you would like to only watch the astrology, you may. If you'd only like to watch the tarot, you may. If you'd like both, go right ahead. And again, these are general horoscopes, so if you'd like to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website, integrativemysticism.com, to schedule a session or get a downloadable video file. So let's get started here. What is going on the week of the 5th through the 11th of September 2016? Well, we've got a lot happening here, Leo. We've got Jupiter moving into Libra, your third house of communications, where he will stay up until October 2016. And Jupiter blows up wherever it goes, in a good way. It expands is the nicer way to say it. And with Jupiter in the third house, you can count over the next year on a lot of travel opportunities, absolutely, starting to be showing up for you. If you are looking to do more traveling, looking to make a move of some kind, this is the year you're going to finally get that ball rolling. This is also great for those of you who are publishers, performing artists, those of you who are looking to maybe even get a job in the education field. This is where we start to see more of those things paying off. Independent contractors or people who are thinking about going into independent contracting work or working freelance are going to be noticing a very, very lucrative 13 months as well. So even if you hadn't thought about those avenues, maybe you should during this period. We've also got, towards the end of the week, Saturn forming a 10th square to Neptune between your 5th house of love and romance and your 8th house of shared resources. And there may be some problems going on this week that you need to address with a partner or even a child. Sometimes the 5th house can also rule children, about an expense that they have been incurring or an expense that they are looking to make that they don't need, that they don't require, something that is too costly. And there could be some debate over this weekend about that. The end of the week of the 5th, the 9th, 10th, 11th. There could be some challenges going on with a partner or a child really being a bit too reckless with their finances or with home finances, and that will need to be addressed. So, what is going on with the astrology for the 12th to the 18th, you wonder? Well, on the 12th to the 18th, we do have this full moon lunar eclipse in that 8th house of shared resources, but it also talks a lot about intimacy. And we are definitely looking at a much more romantic week for a lot of you. In fact, intimacy is going to be a big focus, even for those of you who are single and looking more intimate partners, more opportunities to kind of, revitalize that fire in us. If you've been feeling like maybe things have lost a spark, or maybe even you feel like your libido has been kind of going down, you're not attracted to anyone, you're just not feeling it. This is going to start to turn that around. It's going to begin this week, the week of the 12th to the 18th, but that energy is going to carry into a new trend over the following 90 days. We've also got Mercury, currently retrograde in your earned income sector. And with Mercury retrograde in the earned income sector, it can be very frustrating when it comes to dealing with clients and customers because it's very hard to get them to articulate their demands, whether they're giving you requests or they're giving you constructive criticism. It's almost like word salad. It's like they're still not telling you what they want. It'd be like if somebody left a comment on one of my videos and said, "I don't like it." It's like, okay, where do we go from there? There's sort of like that weird energy where people, again, are not being able to articulate with you very much. And it is going to be forming a square to Mars in your 5th house. And this is kind of talking about, you know, a need to pay attention to where we need to be more creative in the ways we engage people, shift things up a little bit, change our image at work or at the office in order to make people maybe feel more at home with being honest, or maybe make people feel more inclined to give your work, your business, and your products a try, okay? And that opportunity will present itself. So, astrology done. Let's move on to the cards. Well, for your spiritual advice for the week of the 5th through the 11th, we'll do that one first. We do have the card of the Elf Queen, okay? And the Elf Queen talks about making tough decisions, kind of, you know, being the captain of the ship and, you know, accepting sometimes the difficult, I guess you could say, you know, oftentimes lonely or maybe even burdens of responsibility of being a true leader. And this week you may need to take a step back and pay attention to the good of the group or the good of the whole versus the good of the individual. And the individual may be you. And this week you may have to make some tough calls that might not necessarily be pleasing everyone in your family or on your workforce because, again, it's not indulging everyone's individual needs and insecurities, but it's ultimately for the best. For your Earth sector, however, when it comes to work and finances, we do have the Ace of Pentacles upright. And this card is talking about a brand new beginning that will actually start to pay off more and more as time goes on. And this could be something that a lot of you decide that is something to keep, okay? When we talk about the Ace of Pentacles paying more and more, it's kind of like what you hear in the beginning about what this new job, what this new project, what this new contract is paying is not exactly what it's always going to be. Now, yes, we do have Mercury retrograde here, so of course it would change anyway, but it looks like it's actually going to change in a way where it's like what starts becomes much more lucrative down the road. For your communications, we do have Ace of Cups inverted when it comes to messages you get from others, friends, family. And you may be feeling like somebody is sort of trying to tell you they are not happy. Somebody is trying to tell you where they're discontent, but they're beating around the bush this week. You may have to, you know, have a sit down with a friend or a relative who's not happy with somebody else who you know you're close to. Maybe they're kind of like, hey, you know, Leo, I'm really sorry to say this, but, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm telling on them, but, you know, this is what's been going on between me and your friend, or I don't really care for your boyfriend, or I don't really, you know, I mean, I need your help dealing with this relative of ours, or something like that. And the Ace of Cups inverted is kind of like, you really do need to encourage them to just spit it out, okay? You really are going to need to encourage them to spit it out, because funny enough, I think that you will empathize and sympathize with them more than they're giving you credit for. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Eight of Swords upright. And this card is indicating that, again, we may actually have to deal with some stubbornness from a partner or from somebody that we're dating where they will not budge. And usually a lot of this has to do with something they are attached to with their past. If you watch the astrology, we talked about them being, you know, kind of obsessed with something that might be too expensive or maybe a bad investment. It could be that, but we have this sort of stuck in the mud kind of feel. And the Eight of Swords upright usually shows up where a person can get out of their issue. They can escape their problem. But either through stubbornness, defiance, or denial, they are really having a hard time seeing the out that you see for them. Okay, so we've got to be creative, again, in the way that we are actually going to help them see that their situation doesn't have to be as dire as they insist. When it comes to your spiritual advice for the week of the 12th through the 18th, we do have the King of the Darkwood Elves. All right, so we've got kings and queens, kings and queens, kings and queens. And the King of the Darkwood Elves is talking all about being able to vet others properly. Okay, it's the examination of authority, it's the examination of capability, quality. And this week we may have to pay attention to where we do not vet new people properly enough. Whether this is vetting somebody that we're hiring, if you're running a business, somebody, maybe a business partner, maybe you are looking to vet a tenant to rent a property of yours, maybe we are loaning money, but we have to make sure that we are 100% crystal clear that we know of this person's qualifications and this person's quality of character this week. There is no good coming from trying to give somebody the benefit of the doubt when you are actually making up all the good reasons for this to be a good arrangement, okay? For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Chariot card inverted. And this can talk a little bit about the need to pay attention to where we can't actually be in two places at once. We just simply cannot, okay? This could be motivated by the fact that you are making, again, a fair amount of money this week. Usually the Chariot card, whether it's upright or inverted, does indicate money coming in very easy to you. But again, we don't want to lower the quality of our work trying to do way too much at a time. You know, it's kind of like overly multitasking makes all the projects where multitasking suffer. Do avoid overbooking yourself this week, and do mind your punctuality. And for that matter, take care in transit. You know, with that, you know, with a lot of what's going on with this Chariot card inverted, we've just kind of got this weird priority battle going on. And so be careful about what you're doing for $1 or €1 or £1 or whatever your currency is, because it may be a bit too much. For your communications with air, from your, you know, the others in your life, I guess it's not air anymore, but it's communications, you know, force of habit, years and years of habit. We do have the Three of Pentacles upright. And this card can indicate acceptance into a new group activity, into a new workforce, or even into a new project that is going to actually sort of increase the value of something that you're already working on. If you are looking to kind of recruit people or join either a new group or maybe even start to collab more, this is definitely the week where we're going to start to see some acceptance, some payoff, and some open-mindedness there. The Three of Pentacles upright can also indicate an opportunity for you to be discovered for a talent that you have by somebody who wants to help you promote it. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, I did it again, we do have the Four of Cups inverted. And this card talks about breaking out of your type, Leo, or maybe even being shocked about becoming attracted to somebody who has not been your type. And this could be something for a lot of single Leos to pay attention to. Why am I into that person? Why am I into him or her? I've never been into that type of person before, or I've never been into X, Y, and Z before. And this definitely is meant to be a sign for you to follow, okay? Because while we do have Mars in your 5th house of love and romance, progress is likely if you choose to indulge this intrigue. For those of you who are currently coupled, the Four of Cups inverted says, again, breaking out of our type, breaking out of our routine, and for that matter, maybe breaking away from some kind of agenda is absolutely in order this week. You know, sometimes we go into relationships and we're trying to like engineer a household, engineer a relationship, or kind of like turn it into this dream relationship that is not really what we want or what we need, but it's something we think will make us happy. And you and your partner are going to have to find a way this week to mutually agree. Trying to work the relationship to something that we don't even know will make us happy isn't necessarily a guarantee that it's going to work. You know, we have to act natural, break ourselves out of the rut. You know, where have we been being just a bit too artificial? Okay, now it doesn't necessarily mean artificial isn't bad, but, you know, it's like we're trying on outfits that should be worn by other people. Let's get comfortable in our own skin. So that is your forecast, Leo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you would like to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.